Hey guys, Jason here. Um, got a bit of a kind of a review. I guess we'll call it a review. We'll just call it a series review. I'm not sure quite what this video is going to be like. I just recently finished, and when I say recently, I mean today, finished Stranger Things. I watched the entire 4 seasons in about a week. And it was one of those shows that I had put off for so long, and it was the thing that was like, I'm not sure why. I'm not usually one who likes to jump on the hype train, so I like to kind of form my own opinions. I usually wait till the heat dies down on something before I give it a shot. So maybe that's part of it. But one of my friends really convinced me to give it a shot. And I will say, I knew, people when they talk to me about the show would tell me, oh, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's, you're going to like it. And I thought, I probably will, but I didn't really think much of it. And maybe in some subtle way I was avoiding this series, and now that I've watched it, I know why. Because as soon as I started watching it, I could not stop. I mean, as I said, I watched the entire series in a week. 3 seasons in 3 days, actually, over the weekend. I had a bit of a cold last week. I don't know if you could tell from my videos that I recorded last week, but I had some free time on my hands, and I thought, let me give Stranger Things a shot. So I started watching it, and again, I couldn't stop. I watched through the entire first season in one day, and then season 2, and then season 3. Now, when it came to season 4, because the episodes were longer, and I had to get back to reality, took me a little longer. That's why I just finished season 4 today. And before I continue talking about this, I want to say that I might be talking some major spoilers, because I'm going to try to go, I'm going to go through my feelings about the series. And in order to do that, I might have to spoil some stuff. So if you haven't watched Stranger Things, and you're a late bloomer like I am, just go give it a watch on Netflix right now. It's probably one of my new favorite shows. What can I say? The 80s nostalgia, for one, just really brought it home for me. I thoroughly enjoyed the fact that it was set in the 80s, and a lot of these cool 80s callbacks you get, like Ghostbusters and Nightmare on Elm Street, and New Coke and Coca-Cola Classic, things like that. And just those subtle things that just really helped immerse you in the time period of the 1980s. And I thought that was really, it was really smart. It was a really cool idea, and it worked for the series so well. Another thing that really worked for me for the series was the character relationships, specifically the relationship between Hopper and Eleven, and in the first couple seasons, Steve and Nancy, and then of course Nancy and Jonathan, and the endearing friendship of the core cast. And the core cast themselves, I mean, they're all fantastic. You can tell, these people were perfectly suited for their roles. I mean, Winona Ryder plays Joyce Byers with such tenacity, but also a bit of her, with a few eccentricities. And I once I saw it, I could not think of anyone better for that than Winona Ryder. She definitely added, that element to the show, and I really enjoyed that. David Harbour as Hopper probably one of my favorite characters on the show. People have often said I look like him, and I tend to agree. But he's definitely hardcore, especially some of the things they put his character through in this last season. And just, everything about the show, you just get so drawn in to the relationships of the characters and the danger of what's happening to them. And it really, I don't know, it really just, it's the tension. It's a combination of the tension, the story, the characters, the time period. It's all so perfectly blended and so perfectly and meticulously constructed. And it's just, I honestly think one of the best shows out there right now. And my only regret from watching the show was that it took me so long to get into it. But I realized that was because, I was going to get sucked into it so hardcore so quickly, which I did. But I'm definitely glad I gave it a watch. I cannot wait to see how this all comes to an end in season 5, coming, I think, in a year or two. I would say that I'm excited about it, but considering how emotionally packed that 2.5 hour finale was in this past season, I think I'll need a kind of breather, really. So I think it's nice that I burned through this all and I have quite a ways to wait for the final season, the finale, because it'll really give me time to kind of sit through all this. When I get into a show, when I get into something like this, I really go all in. So it's definitely a show worth checking out if you haven't checked it out. If you're, again, a late bloomer like I am. And if you're not watching it, take it from someone who waited so long before they finally gave it a shot. You don't know what you're missing. You're missing something special, something wonderful. I've never seen anything like it, and it's hard to explain. It's one of those things that's hard to explain. But once you see it, once you get it, you're just like, wow, I will say, though, it's probably not for everyone. Honestly, yes. Having said all that, I can see that it might not be for everyone. I'm not one of those people who really likes intense horror. You'll find that out about me. There were moments in this series where I watched through my fingertips. So if you're not into that kind of stuff, I will say, having gone through it myself, definitely worth powering through. But now that I've seen it through at one time, I'm sure, in the future, if, when I do a rewatch, which I definitely will, because it's perfect. I'll take the fingers down, but, there are definitely moments that can be intense, especially with this past season emotionally. It's emotionally intense. Oh, it is. It's even in this past season. I mean, it's far more, how should I put this? I don't want to try to scare anybody away, but gruesome. It's more, at times it can be quite gruesome. It is a sci-fi horror show, after all. High sci-fi horror, suspense, mystery, thing. So, but again, it was totally worth powering through those elements, those scenes. I absolutely love the show. If I had to give it a off the cuff review right now, it would be a 5 out of 5. It's just absolutely beautiful. Let me know what you think of Stranger Things down in the comments. Are how much are you looking forward to season 5? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell to get updates on any of my future videos. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.